Hello and welcome to this history tutorial on the reasons why the Elizabethans began to explore. This is for Edexcel GCSE History, Elizabethan England. Today we will cover why the Elizabethans wanted to explore the world, and we will look at the influence of individuals such as Francis Drake in encouraging others to explore. Elizabeth's reign was an exciting time for sailors, as developments in navigation and shipbuilding were opening the oceans and allowing explorers to discover the world beyond Europe. New technologies made longer journeys possible. Navigation, for example, was becoming more precise. In 1584, the English mathematician Thomas Harriot had worked out a simpler way of using the sun to calculate the true sailing direction of a ship. This made voyages safer, more direct, and faster. Since the 15th century, quadrants and astrolabes had been increasingly used to make more accurate calculations about a ship's position. They used the position of the stars to do this. Making navigation simpler and more accurate was vital for long voyages of discovery. These journeys were sometimes recorded, making it easier for others to follow the routes mapped out. Due to the invention of the printing press, printed books that recorded voyages were becoming increasingly available. More accurate maps were also developed during this time. In 1569, the Mercator map was developed by Gerardus Mercator. He used parallel lines of longitude and latitude to place lands more accurately on a map. Sailors now had a more realistic picture of the world to use when plotting voyages. Again, because of the development in the printing press, these maps were more widespread. Ship design was also a big development, which allowed Elizabethans to explore. New ships called galleons were built. These were much larger than traditional trading ships, which meant larger cargoes could be stowed in them. Galleons also enabled more supplies to be taken on board, essential for long journeys. As well as this, galleons also used different sail types on the same vessels, traditional square sails for speed and triangular sails making the ship easier to manoeuvre. Another important development was that galleons had gun decks along the length of the ship. This was important as piracy was common, so ships often had to defend themselves. The development of new navigational aids, along with the changing design of the ships, made exploration more desirable to those in the Elizabethan Age. Rivalry with Spain was also a key reason why people in the Elizabethan era began to explore. As we know, England's traditional trading route was via the Netherlands. However, this trading route was becoming more difficult to use as relations between England and Spain soured. English merchants therefore needed to look for more new trading opportunities, as conflict with Spain in the Netherlands had hit the traditional wool and cloth trade hard. Private investors, including Elizabeth and her courtiers, funded many of the voyages of discovery. The vast majority of the Americas was undiscovered, and there were hopes of finding even more riches away from the coasts where there had been little exploration. It was also during Elizabeth's reign that the English merchants first began to exploit the African slave trade. John Hawkins was a navigator and slave trader. He first bought slaves from Africa in 1562, transporting them across the Atlantic and sold them to the Spanish colonists. He bought ginger, animal hides, sugar and pearls with some of the proceeds, making a huge profit and repeating the journey in 1564. This helped lay the foundations of the triangular trade. Francis Drake is also a reason why people began to explore. Francis Drake earned a vast fortune due to his exploration of the New World, and this persuaded others to venture into the unknown. Between 1577 and 1580, Drake sailed all the way around the world. This was only the second time in history that someone had achieved this, and he was the first Englishman to circumnavigate the globe. During this voyage, he claimed a territory in California on behalf of Elizabeth, naming the region Nova Albion. He also raided Spanish ports along the coast of South America and returned to England with £400,000. After his successful return to England, Elizabeth knighted Drake on the deck of his ship, the Golden Hind. This royal recognition and vast wealth that Drake had brought back with him undoubtedly encouraged other sailors to set out in long-distance journeys. In summary, a combination of factors led to an increase in exploration during Elizabeth's reign. New navigational aids, such as the astrolabe and the Mercator map, made the plotting of an accurate journey easier, which was vital for longer voyages. Improved ship design also made the journeys safer, as the new ships could cope much better in bad weather, and they were equipped with cannons should they be attacked by pirates. The actions of individuals such as Francis Drake and the vast wealth and fame he obtained from his voyages in the New World were also critical in others deciding to journey into the unknown. To get further help, visit history.outwood.com, see your teacher in school, or check out quiz.outwood.com for those sweet revision quizzes. You can also follow the Outwood Humanities team on Twitter at OGAT Humanities. Until next time, that was a little bit of history.